Netflix has dropped a documentary called Court of Gold,
Mm-hmm.
where the current USA team, you know what I mean, they're following them around, and there's a clip that dropped with Kevin Durant just talking about how much it meant to play for Team USA.
Getting emotional.
And he started crying, talking about, you know, how much the game meant to him, how it saved his life, all that type of stuff. And there was a lot of people that probably didn't have the best All-Star weekend. I don't think KD was one of those guys. Between that clip, getting 30,000 points this year, this documentary coming out, and just talking about just how much it means to him to play for Team USA and bringing that up. You think KD's greatness and legacy is a little underappreciated due to maybe going to Golden State or whatever it is?
It's all narrative driven. It's all narrative driven. The thing is, you can't force somebody to be who you want them to be, right? Or you'll be disappointed. KD just want to hoop. He just want to play ball. He want to chill, be cool, stay out the way, be in the gym, do what he do.
Yeah.
Right? Work on his own time, do what he do. Right? I'm sure he got other shit he want to do, but he ain't really tripping off of all of that other shit. Right? So to him, this is about basketball. This is about legacy. This is about history. You get what I'm saying? And him being an actual student of the game. Whereas the fans and people and the narratives and the media put this dark cloud around them. And sometimes it's hard to get out of that dark cloud, no matter what you do, right? Because people gonna always say, oh, he did this and he went to Golden State. Fuck that. Like, he went to Golden State needed him. He needed to go to state. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
it was a marriage.
I'm saying that particular year was a marriage, right? So I think we got to get out of the holding these dark clouds over certain athletes and the great athletes, right? Even with Bron's situation, you talking about the decision. Like, he got out of it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? He got out of that dark cloud. Why we can't let KD out the dark cloud?
Well, that's
what I'm saying. Like, he needs to be out there. Like, he's one of the... Nigga, 30,000 points.
I was about to say, you know the cliche, man. Like, men lie, women lie,
but
numbers don't. You know what I'm saying?
And I say we, I just say the outsiders. Like, as a whole, we appreciate them, but we don't appreciate somebody like KD until they gone.
Yeah.
Until we look at it and say, like, damn, man, niggas ain't gonna never do what that man did.
I even think it's more so that, like, coming where he comes from too, right? Like, a lot of the NBA players, a lot of the star players come from privileged backgrounds now, overseas. They're training all day long for these, you know what I mean, high profile trainers and stuff like that. Like, it's a conversation that happens a lot, but it feels like there's not going to be a lot of, like, trench babies got it out the mud that made it to that level.
And
KD's one of those guys.
It's not, but see, they the last, he the last of that Mohican.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's sure it's kids, guys that come out of those environments, but everybody came out of those environments at one point in time. You really had to
that was
go
the way out.
Right. So now this generation is the babies from those generations. These are the babies that we work so hard not to put them in the trenches. Right. So now they just they got a head start and they starting to figure out their own shit because they don't have the worries that we had. KD is from that era too.
Yeah.
That he came in a couple years after, you know what I mean, after me. So he's from that era, right? And I think once that era is gone, like once that last batch is gone, it's gonna be
a different league. It's already different. We already see it.
But I think
we already see how different the league is, man.
Figure it out.
I think the younger dudes too, like, more than a handful of them is gonna have, you know what I'm saying, fathers or leadership figures that are teaching them how to move. That's gonna pass that down to them. That mentality of like, yo, I'm coming out here to compete. There ain't no friends on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like that same, like that dog mentality.
I mean, it's one thing for it to be passed down. It's a whole other thing for like you have to go get it. You know what I mean?
You gotta go get it. It's different when you gotta go get it.
When it's like
I can go get it differently. I can have the same hustle and do the same shit I'm doing now. Back then, it's still the outcome probably wouldn't have been different. I'd have been hustling the same.
Right.
I'd have been looking crazy back then though. Right? It's about the timing. It's about the hustle, the grind, how much time you want to put into it, right? It's also your upbringing too has a play on that. Like what's their why? Well, why? What's the reason? What's this generation motivation?
let's use you as an example.
I mean, what they gonna say? Money?
I asked my son that, and at 14 years old, this blew my mind. He was like, I wanna do my own thing. In so many words.
It's DIY today.
You know what I'm saying?
Do it yourself today.
Do my
This
own
generation is
thing.
do it yourself.
Right.
They ain't asking us for shit.
Right.
They getting shit done.
But
It's in the
using you as an
handheld.
example, though, right? Like
Handheld, everything.
when you was getting after it, if you didn't make it, you know what I mean, your whole family was kind of dependent on you, right? God forbid something happens with Kanye, he don't want to play ball no more, he don't whatever.
You don't
He'll
have
be
that same
fine.
kind of pressure.
He'll be fine.
You know
He'll be
that.
fine. It's different.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like, does that?
But see, to that point, that's the why.
Yeah.
Like, what is the why if you ain't got no struggle? If you ain't got no, like, what's your motivation? You ain't trying to get out of mama house. You ain't trying to get out of grandma's house. You ain't trying to get out this neighborhood. What's your why? Right? So I think it's harder for this generation to find their why or understand
20 million followers
what's
on
their
TikTok.
why. You get what I'm saying? If I'm coming into high school with 300,000 followers and I'm cool, but what's my why?
But you also get that target on your back too. The last name,
some
the
people,
followers,
but that's
all that
anywhere.
stuff.
Some people can handle it. Some people can't.
Yeah.
It's on the individual at that point.